some updates here to the security in regards to this RNC event in Cleveland. We have Cleveland stating that they're going to ratchet up their security, but they state this will not involve any new officers being added to the streets. There will be a special hotline for residents to use to report any kind of suspect activity. But besides that, they don't give any other details as to what this has to do with. They're saying this uptick since Dallas. They're citing Dallas as an issue. We've seen a lot of protests spark up across the country. Even had one here in Cincinnati I just live streamed yesterday, which had a massive turnout. And Cleveland is just going to be that on steroids. It's just going to be swole to the brim, packed full of people. And I would say there's definitely going to be clashes. You can expect that, the magnitude of which is yet to be seen, obviously. But there's definitely going to be groups that don't see eye to eye that are going to be arguing and going back and forth. Now, one would hope that it doesn't get violent, but with groups that have already made statements that they're going to come here to cause chaos with intentions to shut these conventions down, we've exposed this, then you have to be aware. So I've had to make several trips up here to Cleveland to scout the area. I've attended some meetings for some volunteer work to try to help out during the convention. And when I was up there doing that, they brought in a former Secret Service guy that was, I guess, heading all the security up here, that told us what to expect in terms of protesters, and was telling everyone that there's certain items people can't have, which we already know, but on his top of his list, he never said it, but the top was selfie sticks. And I'm thinking, if they're going to ban selfie sticks from all of downtown, how are they going to pull that off with all these people in there? Many that won't even know that they can't bring a selfie stick in there. He's like, if you have a cane, you're all right. And it made me wonder. I was like, well, I could see someone beating the crap out of someone, killing someone easier with a cane than with the selfie stick. But we still got to go over all that, hammer out all the details as to exactly what people can and cannot have in what areas. He also stated no one will be getting within that little box between the queue and the baseball field stadium. They're going to have that completely locked down, like interlocked officers on horseback and everything. He said no one will be able to get in there. Not even the volunteers, people working, just security. He said everyone will be on the outside of that. And he says there will be mass protesters all over the place. And he was trying to explain how to deal with them. Then they try to tell everybody to be basically bipartisan, that even no matter where you sit, as long as you're volunteering, not to take side in any of the events and all that we serve as ambassadors to the city of Cleveland. So I tried to go through the media volunteer route, but then they shut me down last minute and said, oh, you have to be local to do that. But I did get in as a wayfinder for a couple shifts. And it should be very interesting to see how everything unfolds. I'm going to be putting a video out in regards to the streaming times, but the streaming has been a test, to say the least. And if you've paid attention, B. Rich has tried to stream up here multiple times, especially when the Cavs won, and there was all those people down there, and it was very choppy, very hard to pull down a signal. Here recently, yesterday, I went downtown Cincinnati, had full bars, had everything. I should have been able to stream fine right where I was at, but could not connect at all. Zero on my phone. So I had a hotspot, and I had to use it, and it ended up doing the job, but I had to back out away from the crowd, get well ahead of them, and away from everything else just to be able to connect and hold down a stream. So I want people to realize this is the obstacles that we're facing right now going into this. We've got to find a way to fix it. Now, we've looked into a lot of things. Satellite uplinks, super expensive. looked into renting them, which still was not cheap. But then there was the question, would they allow you to even have it set up in there anywhere? They let the media, the mainstream, do whatever. But when it comes to us, it's like they're pulling out all the stops to try to stop us. The guy in that meeting also stated, if you see a drone, it's probably just police or maybe some of the media. Just come and tell us if you wonder, and we'll have them bring it down. Like they would get in no trouble. And it's like, how come we can't get the pass to be able to do that? Because my drone wouldn't even let me launch last time we went up here, or the time before last. Trying to do everything that we can to lock everything in to where this goes down as smooth as possible. We don't want to get out there and start streaming and no one be able to see it. So one of the things we've come across is this encoder. And the cheapest one that we can find is around $1,000. And that's just one for one person. But it will work. It's compatible with some of the camcorders out here, and you can stream right off the camcorder, which is key, straight to YouTube or to wherever, solid. And apparently the guys that have been using these devices out there, we couldn't find out, they've been holding seamless streams, just perfect, solid, in the middle of all the action, down there next to the news crews and their equipment, and able to still hold a stream. So it's really the route we're going to have to go. I just want people to know that we're going to have to come up with this plan. I don't see us getting a news van stacked with a dish and all the equipment that we need, which is what we ultimately need, but I don't see us that happening here before the conventions. So that's the obstacles we have laid out in front of us, and we've got to try to achieve something quick to make this happen, just so we can lock down a solid stream and not have to worry about it cutting out. And so if it all does hit the fan, people aren't sitting there wondering what's really happening. I mean, that's why we're doing this, and it can't be all for nothing. Yeah, we can get plenty of hard footage and upload stuff later, but for all the live action that's going to be going down here, we should have that right to be able to stream and show people. It just seems like they go out of the way to make sure that's as difficult as possible for us as they can. Once again, they're probably not going to allow tripods or anything like that inside the event zone, which is still fairly large and encompasses all of downtown. There's going to be thousands of people. I guarantee there's going to be all kinds of people with selfie sticks, tripods, you name it. We're just going to have to see how this whole thing pans out. So keep an eye out for an upcoming video here on the times, the March times, the stream times, what you can expect to see from the crew here, where you can expect to watch all the live stream action. And I'll continue to update as much as possible, but all the live streaming right now is going to go down on Dabu 7.7. And then we'll have B Rich on the ground too, streaming as well. So you're going to make sure to subscribe to his channel. And as soon as I figure out exactly who all is going to be there for sure, I'll do that video with the times, everyone's channel, the links, all that good stuff, and everyone to know the game plan. And as of right now, the marches that are going down by permit, they're saying are going to go down like this starting Monday. The marches will kick off from 2 p.m. and go to 4 p.m. Everyone has to be off the streets by 5 p.m. We'll see how that works out. And then Tuesday through Thursday, the last 3 days, they change it up from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And they want everyone off the streets by 2:30 p.m. Roughly, they want everyone off the streets by the time the protest would have even been kicking off on the first day. So there's going to be a big difference. And the first day should say a lot as to where this whole thing is going to go. So, give you an idea of the times to expect for live streaming, especially if the protests themselves, the marches, that's the windows right there. So, make sure to tune in. Dabu 7.7 Underground World News Live this Friday. I'll leave links in the description box. Much love.